Well, here we are again, guys. Casey and I, we talk, we text, we bounce back and forth ideas, all stuff like that.
Most of them bad.
Usually they end badly, but we have to try them out to find out. So I called up Yankum Ropes the other day, and I wanted to get a new set of these winch rings that they made, which we'll show you guys. If you guys have watched Casey's channel, he's done a bunch of crazy stuff with the lines and the winch rings and the soft shackles, and he has really big trucks like these ones here that he like moves around and winches them. And, well, bigger and heavier because he likes to brag. Anyway, and he moves them all around his property, and you guys have seen that. Like that. Cue Casey. Nice cue. So today, my idea was, I told Casey, I said, it's really cool that we can move all this big stuff and we can show people like how amazing these things are.
Come here,
but
Lucy.
wouldn't it be a lot better if we showed how these things work really good, but for a normal person's vehicle and a normal person's item that they need to move around their property, not these ginormous trucks.
I don't know if I should take offense to the fact
you should.
You now implying that I am not a normal person.
You're far from normal. Far from normal.
Fine.
So we're gonna grab some stuff here that's just normal vehicles, normal. I mean, as normal as you can get at my house. And
yeah, you guys have so much room to talk. And look around.
We will see what we can move around and show you guys how amazing these Yankum Ropes, these winch rings are, even for small, normal stuff.
I guess.
So, since Casey went from the ginormous truck spectrum and showing you how all big, huge rollbacks and big, huge trucks can move stuff with the winches and the power of the Harbor Freight winch, we're now going to switch totally the other end of the spectrum, and we're going to use this tiny little Mini Cooper that weighs nothing, well, not nothing, a couple thousand pounds. Everyday car that got stuck in the gravel or on the side of the road. Very common. Casey's pulled out how many Subarus and small cars?
Subarus? Oh, I have no idea.
Now, if you have a Mini Cooper, or any small car, you probably don't have a winch on the car, and if you do, it's a whole nother segment. But because you don't have a winch, we're going to show you how to move this car and get it unstuck by using these two knuckleheads' power versus a winch. So it jumped a little bit, but I'd say that's
we scooted it.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'd say it's probably 4 feet. And that's with two out of shape guys, one handicapped guy.
But human power.
Human power, no winch, no electrics, no big truck, no roll bed, no tow truck call.
Now do that thing where you show them why it worked.
Okay. What makes this work so well to have two guys drag a car 4 feet across the gravel road? Hook onto your initial anchor point, and you have two Yankum Ropes winch rings. So that rope comes out here, goes around the winch ring, goes back to the very first winch ring here, which is hooked on with a soft shackle. You go back through the center of the winch ring, which allows you to come back here again. Now you go through the center of this winch ring, hooked on with the soft shackle, and then this comes back to the ring here and out to the power. That's the power. I know it's not a lot, but it's power. So this is 5 times, it's multiplying 5 times the power as if we had one rope hooked to Casey and pulled. It's 5 times that strength by having the 2 winch rings and the 3 soft shackles. That's the magic and the power of simple rigging, simple parts, and you can do large recovery.
I have an idea.
Oh, there's another idea.
We can demonstrate that by just undoing all that rigging and doubling this rope back, and we pull on it just straight line and see if we can pull it. Because if we can't pull it, you know, by just directly to it,
With
but we're able to pull
human
it
power.
like that, yeah,
Yep.
that shows the increase in power here.
Okay, let's undo it.
1, 2, 3. 2. Ready to do a really, really good one. One really good one. Ready?
1, 2, 3. That doesn't work. Okay, that literally doesn't work.
We can't do it.
No.
I was gonna be so bummed if the car moved just like that, like, oh.
And I really wanted to say it's because we're out of shape, but it doesn't work.
No.
No, not even a little bit. So why does this work? What is the magic? So the magic is in the winch rings. The magic is not the rope. You can have any synthetic rope or whatever. I'm not going to tell you that this rope is better than anybody's rope. They're all good ropes. The magic is in the ring. If you look at this, you can see it's offset. So it's offset to one side. What that allows is when the rope is going through here, it allows this to not spin. Because if this was spinning, then it would either spin the shackle or spin the rope off. Okay. Now, you also see that this is radiused here and radiused here. The thickness and the size of the ring allows this radius and this radius to be almost the same. So you're getting the same amount of pull around here, the same amount of pull here, and it allows it to not come out of the ring. Now, a lot of people will think, you know, when the rope's going around the ring or whatever, it's going to get hot or you're going to get friction or what on the ring, and you're not. And the reason you're not is you've got a rope that's coming in on one side right here, and it's
have a rope. We can do this for like demonstration.
And this is ambient whatever the temperature is outside. It's ambient temperature. So it's coming in at whatever this temperature is. It's fully pulled on here. It's going around the ring right here, and then it exits the ring, and it's no longer in any kind of friction. So for whatever the quarter or half a second that it goes around this ring is the only time it could ever get any kind of friction. And it's not going to get friction with a synthetic. Now,
if it were a spinning ring.
If it was a spinning ring, like in other words, if this was a center drilled ring, then this would try and go around like that, and it would just completely get the friction on there, because this would be spinning as well as the rope. But being offset...
No, not the rope, just the center.
Right. But being offset, when you pull on this and you pull here, doesn't allow this to move at all, but the rope can still freely go through the ring in either direction. So you get two 2-pound rings and a couple pounds of gear, about 5 or 6 pounds of gear, and you can have up to a 5-line pull because you have 2 rings makes 4 snatch blocks.
Correct.
Yes.
2 rings and 3 snatch blocks gives you everything from 2-part, 3-part, 4-part, and 5-part line.
So it gives you up to 5 times the pulling power of whatever you're pulling with.
Granted, you almost never need 4 and 5 parts, but
well,
3 is pretty common in my world.
Yeah, might go pull a bulldozer someday. I mean, you never know. I don't know.
We could try. Got one?
No.
Why not? So one concern I've seen is friction loss of all that friction of the moving rope, losing you power because there's this much of rope friction. It's estimated to only be like 4 to 6%. It's not that much. This stuff is so slippery on this anodized aluminum that there's like nothing there. But if you're worried about the friction, a soft shackle that is wrapped around a ring, even a standard thickness ring, the distance from where the soft shackle comes against that ring, around the inside and out the other side, is not far off of the distance this rope goes around here. So whether this was spinning here or the rope sliding around the outside, there is just as much surface contact in either way. The difference is when it's spinning on the soft shackle, all that heat is just on one spot of the soft shackle to build up and build up and build up. Whereas when you're sliding the rope, by the time the rope even starts to get warm, it's leaving. And aluminum is a huge heat sink, so this thing is doing very good at removing heat from the rope, or the shackle would be the rope in this case, and dissipating it. That's why radiators are made of aluminum. They are excellent at dissipating heat.
And one other thing that was pointed out to me that I didn't know, and this makes perfect sense. A lot of people will say, oh, if you run your rope over here and I'm pulling it at an extreme angle, that I could maybe pop this off the ring. Well, if you're using just one ring and you're just winching, if I can find the end of the rope right here, you can just take the rope and run it through the center like that and use that as your winch ring, and you don't have to go around the outside, and it will never come out of there.
Nope, I do that all the, this is like
when you're just doing
time.
A single line pull, you just hook this up like this and boom, it's never going anywhere.
The only time I go around the outside is when I'm doing multi-part. I always, in a normal snatch block situation, go through the center.
Okay, so
because it's impossible to have the rope come out.
And this brings me to my final thought for you guys. The reason I'm doing this video for you guys today is, number one, I learned a ton about these over the last several months, and I really enjoy them and I use them. But Casey uses them much more than I do in a real world setting. That's why I had him here today, to show you guys, to help me understand, selfishly learn a little bit more, but also to help you guys understand this better than what I can explain. I'm a simple person and I'm in simple thought. Are you gonna go get some cows?
Got one.
Thanks. So hopefully this has been educational for you guys. If you want any of these products or you want to check them out, you go to yankumropes.com. Tell them you saw it at 406 Garage. They'll love it if you tell them. And I can't speak highly enough about it. This is all made in USA, Idaho. This is made in Burley, Idaho, as I'm getting roped out of the scene. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Now we hog tie on top of it.
Can I use the rope ring, winch ring to get myself out?
Yeah.